Well, I think one threat, talking about innovation on the other table, I think innovation happens so quickly, right? So I think there's a lack of education within the industry, especially to the hotel side, right? They are lacking behind a little bit and, not managing to keep up, it's happening so quickly. So I think the educational part is really important.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, I think even in the last 5 years, everything is so much more complex than it was before. And you get assaulted with all this data. Someone mentioned this morning data intoxication. And what do you do with it? And you could actually end up doing something completely wrong because you don't know, you don't understand what to do with all this data because it didn't exist before. And your traditional model of how you managed your company, you think, hey, let's be innovative and change, but you really have to know or need someone who can hold your hand on that journey and help you because there's a big risk if you do it wrong. And as a hotel chain, we are sharing space with OTAs who really know what they're doing. And we're kind of playing catch up and everyone wants to find the next opportunity and the next thing that's going to help them catch up. But it's hard to know where to start or what to do.
And to complement on that, I think it is coming to a point in which we have so much data that apart from the intoxication, people are starting to completely ignore data directly because there is so much that you get overloaded and you directly ignore it. Actually, there was a couple of months ago, there was a statistic study saying, now that you were mentioning Trump, saying that out of all the facts that were being mentioned during the debates and so on by both Hillary and Trump, only 30% were true. But people were still believing it because they didn't want to check it out because there is so much data around that you just believe it, you don't care. So I think we have a risk on that, on people just ignoring completely the data because of the amount of data that we have.
I think there's also a big threat on the other end of the market, on missing the boat, on taking all of these data steps and having someone like Google or Amazon or Facebook, whoever steps up, decide to own the data in our industry, where everyone else ends up owning some planes and hotels, but no longer owning the customer. Because if you look at retail, it's not going very well on physical retail, and that's because every online platform now owns the customer. They can still ship some goods, but that's it. And if that happened in the travel industry, we will all be owning just a hotel, just a plane, but not interacting with that customer anymore. And then the one that owns the customer will set the margins, and obviously will set it in the way they would like to, not the way we all would like to.
I mean, it's coming from a five-star property. In the end, we're talking about having a commodity of hotel rooms, honestly, and then Booking.com is deciding, or Expedia for that matter, where to shuffle the amount of demand into those, because in the way they are displaying the hotel on the website. Because in the end, for the customer, it's apparently not clear why to choose this Jumeirah or the Sofitel or the St. Regis, because we fail to communicate the reason why we are actually existing in a proper way. That's a huge risk to brand and brand recognition for that matter. But in the end, a risk for the customer as well, because he's giving up on choice.
And I think on top of that, there's something that really is about the data themselves, because we do have some unpredictable or probably unbearable factors. Now, more and more we have in data, we are self-assured that our knowledge on data is growing, therefore we are invincible. But there are unpredictable factors such as natural disasters, political uncertainty, economical uncertainty, the Brexit, the election, everything that is not really, at least at this stage, under the control of the machine. And it could screw your plan to make it simple. So I think this is another threat.
I think the hotel industry is changing and the products are changing, especially when we talked about Airbnb and different. I think the success will come for an hotel when the product is experiencing very well. You will go to an hotel because it's an hotel and not something else. And this needs to be clear. And regarding technology, again, we have watches and mobiles, and we really don't know the behavior of the people. We have a lot of data, and we study their behavior all the time, but these are changing so fast that sometimes you don't catch up. because you build a strategy, then after 6 months it's changing again, and you need to change it again as well. So this, I think, it's one of the trends that we'll find now and I think next year.